Hi, I'm Cyaneink, and this is Casual Sketching Friday episode 3. This time I will talk about how Sketchbook don't need expensive supplies. You can use cheap supplies in your sketchbook, and here I'm sketching with really random pencil I got and using really cheap art supplies. Because sketchbook usually are closed, so they are not exposed to light, so you don't need light fast supplies. Also, because sketchbook aren't meant for finished artwork, they are not needed for the archival. And I usually scan my sketchbooks, so even if they fade or change color or do something, I really have those digital copies that are pristine. But sketchbook are more for practice, so I think it's even better to use cheaper art supplies than the expensive ones, because sketchbooks are really good for trying new things, and if you have really cheap supplies, you are more likely to use them in experiments because you don't fear of wasting them. Like here I'm using Flying Tiger watercolors that cost me €1. They are really cheap, they are not good, but they are okay-ish. I use them for coloring. But because I know that I'm not going to expose this sketchbook to light, like displaying it or doing something like that, I know that I can use these watercolors that are not light fast at all, because they won't fade when I shut the book, or even if they fade out here in darkness. I don't care, because this is just a sketch and I'm just practicing and trying things. Here my main goal was trying about concept about flowers and things like that with not so girly portrait, and it doesn't look right. I think I just used two different colors in flowers and in hair. It would be better if I would use same colors in hair and flower. It would look much more connected. And in a second I will use other cheap supplies. I have here a Stabilo fine liner, which is really basic, more like office supply thing. And I also use Tiger brush pens that cost me like €3, and there were 4 brush pens. I also think that cheaper art supplies really encourage to use sketchbook. Like I have noticed that I fill sketchbooks really fast, and maybe it doesn't feel like I'm using much mediums, but if I would use every time like my expensive watercolors, my expensive colored pencil, they would wear out faster, and that may be a thing that would give me opening my sketchbook and doing quick doodle. That's why I think it's really nice to use cheap art supplies in your sketchbook, because you can use them any way you want, and you are not... because keeping sketchbooks shouldn't be expensive, it should be fun and easy thing to do. I'm also a big fan of cheap sketchbook, because I use sketchbooks really crazily. This year I have a goal to fill 12 sketchbook in this year, and I'm filled 1 sketchbook in January, and this will be filled up in February. And I wouldn't do that if I would use expensive sketchbook. If I use cheap sketchbooks, I know that I have less pressure to use the paper, and paper isn't that good, so I can be more loose and free with them. Here you can see that I'm coloring this eye, and notice how I can shade with these brush pens, because they aren't waterproof. They smudge if I use other color on top, so I used blue on top of that black, and I got darker blue. And here I'm just showing different other cheap art supplies that I use in my sketchbook. My camera battery ran out, so I couldn't time-lapse these. But I use Ballpoint pen, those brush pens, standard Stabilo fine liner, and did some pencil sketches with that Staedler. Hope I see you in my next video. That was all I have today. So thanks for watching, and see you. Bye.